Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are getting right into R.C. Sheriff's journey's end to really understand the character who is, without a doubt, the play's emotional core, the man they all call Uncle, Lieutenant Osborne. Okay, so first things first, let's start with a really crucial piece of context. You see, Osborne wasn't just pulled out of thin air. He was actually inspired by a real officer the playwright served with, an officer his men called Father. Now, that tells you everything, doesn't it? It shows that Sheriff wanted to capture this very specific, very real kind of person, the quiet, steady anchor in the middle of a storm. So who is this guy when we meet him on the page? Well, the stage directions in Act 1 give us this immediate, really powerful first impression. It paints a picture of a man who's so much more than just his age. The very first thing we're told about him isn't just that he's older, around 45. It's about the quality of his character. And the choice of words here, well, it's just incredibly deliberate. And it all comes down to that one single word, iron. That's what totally transforms how we see him. It's not just gray hair, which might just make you think of wisdom. No, it's iron gray. That suggests a kind of metallic strength, a resilience, a man who is unyielding and disciplined. It's our first clue that his quiet nature is hiding this incredible inner toughness. And Sheriff just keeps building on this image of toughness. This is not some frail old man. He is physically robust, as hard as nails. It suggests his resilience is total. It's mental, it's emotional, and it's physical. He's got this kind of complete, self-contained strength. You know, this just brilliantly illustrates a key piece of the history here. Osborne is the absolute classic example of the British stiff upper lip. In a world where showing your feelings could get you labeled as weak, his stoicism is like a shield, not just for himself, but for all the other men who are looking to him to stay steady. And we see this strength most clearly in his most important relationship, his unwavering loyalty to the younger, brilliant, but deeply troubled Captain Stanhope. Right at the beginning of the play, before we even really get what Stanhope's going through with the drinking and the stress, Osborne is right there defending him by saying he's a long way the best. Osborne kind of becomes this reliable judge of character for us, the audience. We believe him, so we start looking for that greatness in Stanhope that he obviously sees. But he doesn't just praise Stanhope. He shows this incredible empathy. He explains the immense, never-ending pressure his captain is under. This isn't just him defending his boss. It's a plea for us to understand. Osborne sees the real man under the uniform, the young guy under the rink, just buckling under an impossible weight. And it all leads up to this incredibly powerful pledge of solidarity. This isn't just about professional duty, it's a declaration of this profound personal loyalty. I mean, this is the very heart of the brotherhood that helps soldiers survive the unsurvivable, and Osborne is its living, breathing embodiment. So beyond his loyalty to Stanhope, Osborne's paternal nature, that uncle nickname, right? It extended to all the younger officers, especially in these moments of extreme fear and, frankly, naivete. This conversation right before the raid, it's just devastating. You've got Raleigh, full of this youthful, almost naive excitement talking about medals, and then there's Osborne, who knows the absolute terror of what they're about to do. He doesn't lecture him or shatter his innocence. Nope, he protects him with the simplest distraction. Let's talk about pigs. It's a coping mechanism that comes from pure kindness, a desperate move to shield this young man from the horror for just a few more seconds. But here's the thing, Osborne's true importance, his real weight in this play, is understood most profoundly not by his presence, but by the gaping, silent hole that he leaves behind when he's gone. After that raid in Act 3, everything changes. The quiet center of that dugout is just gone, and the entire emotional landscape just collapses. All the tension that Osborne was so good at managing just comes rushing in to fill that vacuum. Stanhope's grief is just so raw, so sharp and protective. He lashes out at Raleigh for doing something so simple, sitting on a bed. But it's not just a bed anymore, is it? It's become a sacred space, a physical reminder of the man who is gone. Stanhope's pain is so huge, he just can't bear to see that space violated. And right here, Stanhope finally lets it all out. That stiff upper lip is gone, completely shattered by his loss. He didn't just lose an officer, he lost his anchor. The way he repeats, "the one man," it's absolutely heartbreaking. It just hammers home how completely isolated Stanhope is now. Osborne was his confidant, his advisor, the only one he could truly be vulnerable with. He was, in a single word, irreplaceable. And that's really the lingering question Sheriff leaves us with. Osborne was the iron pillar holding up the whole fragile structure of his company's morale. His character forces us to think about how the greatest casualties of war aren't always the lives lost, but the quiet, irreplaceable bonds of trust and friendship that make those lives worth living in the first place. And when that's gone, what's really left to fight for?